So this is Sabrina. She's a roughly 10-week-old Nigerian Dwarf doeling. Has had no health issues or anything like that. And as you can see now that she's turned around, we're dealing with a bit of a rectal prolapse today. Yesterday I noticed when she went to the toilet, everything took a little bit longer than normal to kind of go back to usual. I know, Bubba, it's okay. And then this morning she had a prolapse just like this. So I have actually already once today put this prolapse back in, just with a gloved hand and a little bit of water-based lube, and it's since come back out. So I've consulted with our vet, and she's suggested using a solution of dissolved sugar and some diluted antiseptic. So we're gonna go give that a try and clean it up a bit and see if we can put it back in. So sorry, this will be a bit graphic, and she may be a little bit upset about it. She's a bit cranky being on the stand. She's not used to being on there, being only 10 weeks old. But I thought I might make a bit of a video to see if it could help anybody else that may be dealing with the same sort of things. I've never dealt with a prolapse of any kind before, but I know the usual ones you would see would be a vaginal prolapse or even a rectal prolapse in a doe that was in kid or having just kidded, but obviously this little girl is neither of those things. Hey darling, I know. So we're not sure why it's happening. She hasn't really been having any scours or anything like that, although I've been away for the weekend, and although her poos were back to normal since I've seen her, I did notice there was a bit of kind of dried, crusty poop on her tail and around her bottom as well. So although she seems fine and I haven't seen her scouring, it's a possibility that she did over the weekend and I just didn't notice. So all the crusty stuff you can see on the edge of her tail already is just the dried lube from earlier this morning when I put it back in. So I'm going to get my human kid sorted out and then we will attempt to put this prolapse back in. Okay, so I apologise for the terrible view. Hopefully I can kind of do some editing and brighten it up a bit, but you can kind of see this is the prolapse just here. It's not terribly bad, but it is pretty swollen. So I've got some lubricant on my hand here and some of this antiseptic and sugar solution. I'm just gonna, I don't have a spray bottle or anything like that to use, so I'm just gonna gently, don't tip it over, kind of clean it off. Good girl, Sabrina. The idea behind the sugar is, I know, darling, is because it kind of draws the fluid out of the swollen tissue and helps everything go back in a little easier, and hopefully helps it to stay in there. Good girl, Sabrina. I know, darling. And the antiseptic, obviously, to clean everything up, because you don't want to risk any infection with products like her rectum's been sitting outside of her body for a while in the dirt if she's laid down, and I know. Alrighty. Then we're just gonna gently, I know, honey, I know. See if we can. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. There you go. That's it. Don't you bite me. I know, sweetheart. There you go. Good girl. Now it's back in. I'm just going to put some more of this antiseptic over this area. I know, Sabrina. So you can see that's gone right back in now. And I'm hoping it stays that way now with this sugar solution on. I know it didn't take very long. I think like literally the next time she went to the toilet after I put it back in this morning, she had prolapsed again. So our vet's basically said, keep an eye on her. If it comes back out, same thing, put some sugar on it. And if it continually comes out, I can even try, instead of using the dissolved sugar in the water, to actually just clean it up with the antiseptic solution and then sprinkle granulated sugar on it directly. and just keep an eye on it. If it persists over a few days or gets any worse, unfortunately she'll have to go into the vet and have part of her rectum removed, which will help the rest of the tissue kind of stay back in there. But hopefully it doesn't come to that, so I hope that was helpful. I know it's certainly a learning curve for me. I'm always learning new things with the goats, but goat's butt, get it? That's my pun for the day. I'll turn the camera around to kind of be able to show you a bit better. It's hard to see. Sorry for the close-up view of a goat's butt. But that looks good now, Miss Sabrina. So I'm gonna let her back out to her mama so she can have a big drink and feel a little bit better. So she's rushed right back off to mama. Hopefully she has a feed here so I can show you. It's gone right back to normal. So we'll check in with her, I guess, in a little bit, and hopefully once she goes to the toilet, it all stays in there. Sorry, darling, I know that wasn't fun. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna do a wee. Little baby's got a sore bottom, Miss Hermione. Hey. Alright, I'll just go into the toilet immediately, so let's see if that goes back in on its own. I don't think it's going to. Oh, I know, honey. No, it's come right back out, hasn't it? Dang it. Oh well, get back in touch with the vet and let her know and see what we can do. So I actually just immediately after ending that last clip just popped a glove on and some more lube and just put her prolapse back in, thinking maybe it stays in for a little while before she goes to the toilet again. It might stay in there, so fingers crossed that little Sabrina's alright. But at any rate, that's a bit of an educational video for me, even learning how to do that. There's always a first on the farm, so yeah, well, I guess I'll update you either in a few days or a week or two and let you know how she's going, and hopefully she's all good and that prolapse stays put, or at the very least doesn't get any worse.